Cat stories don't always start the way you expect. This one began at a truck stop in Oregon, where a skinny stray walked right up to a couple who had simply stopped to stretch their legs. Instead of hiding, he rubbed against them like he had already made up his mind. This wasn't chance, this was his moment. The cat had no collar, no home, and no one looking for him. His fur was rough, and his body was thin. It was clear he had been on his own for too long. The couple asked around, hoping someone might know where he belonged, but no one did. He was just another forgotten cat, waiting for someone to care. Leaving him behind wasn't an option. They had never traveled with a cat before, but the husband looked at him and said what they were both thinking. We can't just leave him here. And so the cat climbed into the truck and became part of their journey. His name would be Odie. At first, they thought it was temporary. Maybe they'd keep him safe for a few days, find him a home, and move on. But Odie had other plans. Within hours, it was clear he wasn't just a stray. He was family. He claimed his spot right away. When the truck was ready to roll, Odie was already sitting on the dashboard, staring out as if to say time to go. Once the wheels started moving, he settled down and stayed calm, never causing trouble. For a cat that had just been found on the side of the road, he was surprisingly well behaved. Almost like he had been waiting for this life all along. Odie wasn't just a passenger. He was part of the team. Sometimes, he was even the reason they stopped. He would suddenly jump to the window, staring outside like he had spotted something. They'd pull over, curious, and sure enough, there would be a fox crossing the road, or a deer grazing in the distance. Odie had an incredible way of noticing things before anyone else. It didn't take long before no one talked about finding him another home. One morning, they simply looked at him curled up peacefully in the cab and realized this was their cat now. Odie wasn't going anywhere. Life on the road changed with him around. He made the cab feel alive. During long stretches, he would curl up beside them, dozing to the sound of the engine. At rest stops, he hopped out to stretch but never ran far. He always stayed close, rubbing against them as if to say, I know where I belong. And he fit in perfectly with the dogs already living in the truck. There was no fear, no hesitation. He walked in like he had always been there, and within a day they were all friends. Odie had claimed his family, and nothing would change that. Some people say cats don't belong in trucks, but Odie proved them wrong. He wasn't restless or distant. He was attentive, loyal, and perfectly suited for the life they lived. It was almost like he had been waiting at that truck stop for them to arrive. Now he's more than just a travel companion. He's their little boss. When they prepare for a new trip, he takes his place proudly, watching every move as if making sure the job is done right. At night, he curls up close by, keeping the cab warm with his presence. They can't imagine the road without him anymore. Every time they start the engine, they look at him and smile. Well, boss, they say, shall we go? And off they go, together, with Odie as the king of the road. The skinny stray cat who once had nothing now has everything. A home, a family, and a life full of adventure. And all it took was a moment at a truck stop and a choice not to walk away. If Odie's story made you smile, give it a like or share it. Even sharing helps more cats like him find the family they've been waiting for.